Okay, good morning everyone, and as my PowerPoint states, I am pro charter schools. Now, what would you all think that if I told you that, if this fit, and I'll read it, kids who go to charter schools are 7 to 15% more likely to graduate and go off to college. Now if you think about it, there's roughly around 15,000 kids who are, or adults, who are enrolled in Chico State. That's 1,200 people. So if there was a charter school that was 15,000 kids, 1,200 of them would be more likely to go to a college than kids who go to traditional public schools. That word. And so that's why I am pro charter schools. They're a viable option in the U.S., like a viable option towards traditional public schools. As like, you know, if you want something different, there are options. It's always nice to have options. And today, that's why today I'll be discussing a brief history, like a recap from my last speech. I know I get kind of redundant with charter schools. I have a little brother in a charter school, so it's relevant to me. Their brief history, their academics, what stands them out, why would you care, and then also what they do to tailor a student's needs. Like why would you care? Like why would you want to send your kid to a charter school? And so the original concept was credited to a man named Ray Boudet in 1974 when he wrote a paper called Education by Charter. In that paper, he discussed his ideas for how he thought charter schools should be, how they should be run, and how they could be an option. And with the help of the American Federation of Teachers president, Al Shanker, he was able to pass a law through Congress. And the first law, as you can see, was passed in 1991 in Minnesota. And since then, from 1991 to 2010, more than 4,919 charter schools have opened in the U.S. It's a very short amount of time, and they're quickly growing. We're forced to be reckoned with. Academics. What makes a charter school different academic-wise? Well, as you can see, I don't know what's wrong with projector today, but I'll read it. Fourth grade students in Arizona, California, and Colorado charter schools outperform their traditional public school counterparts in their states in reading, and also in math. But that was a different quote. And this comes from the Washington Charter School Resource Center, which is a database online. And so as you can see, before I begin, charter schools, to become a charter school, you have to create what's known as a charter, and in that charter you have to have your academic goals. And if a charter school, as quoted by Gracie Chen, a writer for publicschoolreview.com, states that if academic performance lags behind comparable public schools, then the charter from the charter school is pulled and the school is closed. So they have to meet their goals. Traditional public schools, they can kind of fudge. They can have kids fail and be okay with it, but if charter schools have too many fail, they're closed down. So they have to stay with the curve. And so with staying with the curve, one argument against them is that some charter schools, their scores are better, but they're not a lot better. So what's the difference? Why send your kid to a smaller school and have it harder to get in if their scores aren't much better? Well, indeed they are better. It may not be a lot, but as the years go on, first-year students do all right, second-year charter students do better and better and better. So as time goes on, their scores do increase. And as reported by KIPP, Knowledge is Power, which is one of the biggest charter school systems in the country, they report that 85% of their alumni go off to college. And this is compared to only 55% of traditional public schools who go to college. And this comes from highereducationinfo.org. So as you can see, charter schools do help academic-wise. It may not help a lot, but in the long run, I would love to be 7 to 15% more likely to go to college than when I went to my traditional public school, even though I loved my high school. I would have liked to have known that when I was going to school. And so this leads me to my next point, how charter schools are tailored for their students. And I think that the greatest persuasive point is a personal experience. I have a 10-year-old brother who goes to a charter school, and he made the transition from a traditional elementary school to a charter school. And since moving to that charter school, he has greatly improved his test scores. His math, his reading have all shot through the roof, which is awesome. It's a living proof that charter schools do help out. And part of why he loves it so much is that charter schools are tailored. In his charter school, once a semester, he has to create a learning plan, which is stated by Lanny Davis, a writer for Fox News. And in that learning plan, him and his teacher discuss his goals as a 10-year-old. His goals for himself, reading-wise, math-wise, all of his academics, and why, and how realistically he can attain those goals. And through that, his test scores have increased. His grades he's happier, his grades have increased, and overall, you actually like school as a 10-year-old. How many 10-year-olds like school? And so, another point of why they are awesome to be tailored is because in their charters, because they have their own set of rules, they're less regulated by the state and school districts. So oftentimes teachers have fewer restrictions, so they're more likely to experiment with learning styles. Say some kids benefit with some learning styles, some benefit with others. Well, they can experiment. They can find out what's better. Oftentimes, charter schools have project-based learning, where instead of assignments, they just do everything in projects, and through those projects, step by step, they're learning about the subject. So overall, all of this, encourages students, makes them want to grow, makes them happier, and improves test scores in the long run. So, in conclusion, if we can see it, today I discussed a brief history of charter schools, recap of my last speech, because I love charter schools. Their academics, how they are able to help students in the long run, how test scores are indeed better, and as the years go on, they get better and better and better. And also how charter schools are often tailored to their students. They're often able to help them grow in the long run, and they're able to mold to their student body. So I would like to say thank you, and hopefully one day you can see my view of charter schools. Even though I went to a traditional public school, you can see my view of how I like them and how they are indeed supporting the U.S. and that you can keep them alive.